Siena's cathedral, dedicated to Saint Mary of the Assumption, is the monumental symbol of Sienese art and culture. The present church, according to tradition, replaced a former one built in the 9th century on the site of an ancient temple dedicated to the pagan god Minerva. Again, without precise historical documentation, we know that the cathedral was consecrated on the 18th of November, 1179, in the presence of the Sienese Pope Alessandro III Bandinelli. With white and dark green marble covering the entire building, the cathedral is one of the best examples of Tuscan Roman Gothic architecture. From 1284 to 1297, Giovanni Pisano was the master mason of the lower facade, as well as being the creator of the marvelous cycle of statues that decorate the building's exterior. One could admire philosophers, prophets, and sibyls, placed here as further glorification of Saint Mary. The original versions of these magnificent statues are now housed in the Duomo's museum. In 1299, after the replacement of all the masons, Caimiano di Crescentino was appointed master mason, and among his work is the late Gothic-style upper facade. In 1317, work began for the extension of the building towards the east, with the construction of the baptistry and the new choir above it. On August 23, 1339, the General Council of the Campana decreed that the Cathedral of Siena be enlarged. According to the project, the existing church would have become part of the transept of the new cathedral, and the new naves were to be constructed where Jacopo della Quercia Square now exists. The project was entrusted to Lando di Pietro, replaced just 1 year later by the refined Sienese sculptor Giovanni d'Agostino. His workmen worked quickly towards accomplishing what would become the new cathedral, the future masterpiece of Sienese Gothic art. However, in 1348, Siena was struck with the Black Death. The economic recession caused by the plague, as well as problems with the stability of certain sections of the new building, led to an indefinite suspension of the works. What remains of this ancient project for the new cathedral? An enormous structure consisting of the so-called large facade and of the nave facing northeast, and which has housed the cathedral's Opera del Duomo Museum since the 19th century. In the square, one can observe the marble perimeters of the bases of the columns from the southwest nave, which were demolished after the enlargement project was abandoned. This impressive facade's interior, which faces the square, is also covered in bands of dark green and white marble and is graced by 3 arches, 2 of which are large windows, or loggias, accessible from the museum. On the left side of the cathedral, a curious visitor can observe a peculiar square containing a palindrome. It is composed of 5 Latin words, 1 per line: Sator, Aripo, Tenet, Opera, Rotis, that whichever way they are read, left to right, top to bottom, or vice versa, give the same sentence. The commonly accepted translation is, "The sower of seeds looks after his plow and his labor." According to a Christian interpretation, this was a code of recognition used by early believers.